$25 gets you a lot on the toy shelf right now. This week, actually a lot. Marvel Legends Man-Wolf is landing at that $25 price point, and the character is one of those corners of the Spider-Man universe that's been waiting for this for years. John Jameson, J. Jonah's son, found a mystical gemstone on the moon during a NASA mission, and it turned him into a werewolf. Not a metaphor. An actual wolf creature living inside an astronaut. Marvel Comics ran with this in the 70s, and the character has haunted the edges of Spider-Man's world ever since. The Legends figure captures the classic look. Gray fur, torn clothes, enough articulation to get into some genuinely wild poses. At $25, this is exactly the kind of deep cut buy that Spider-Man collectors come back to years later thinking, glad I got that. Skip it if you don't know the character, buy it if you do. Speaking of characters from the edges of a franchise, Pythona finally gets the classified treatment. She showed up in the 1987 G.I. Joe movie for maybe 15 minutes, a completely silent Cobra operative from an ancient hidden civilization, reptilian skin, moved like no other character in the line. No price officially confirmed yet, which usually means a standard classified release is coming. Hasbro's sculpt is striking. They got the texture right, the colors are sharp, and anyone building the movie lineup knows this is the figure that completes that shelf. Must have if the movie era is part of your collection. Pass if it isn't. The Toy Fair wave is where things get interesting across the board. New classified releases shown at this year's New York Toy Fair are coming in around $28, the exact right price for what you're getting. The articulation is tight, the paint is detailed, and this wave fills gaps that Joe fans have been waiting on. The standout is the Ninja update, plus a couple of characters getting their very first classified figure ever. If you know who they are, you already know if you're buying. For newer collectors, this is the wave where the line is doing its strongest work right now. June release, $28. Pick your characters. Don Moreno Snake Eyes is the most interesting figure in this whole pipeline. If you've read the IDW G.I. Joe comics, you know the story. Snake Eyes was the most legendary soldier on the team, and when he died saving everyone, a young woman named Dawn Moreno trained under his methods and eventually carried on his mission. She's not a replacement. She's the continuation of something bigger than one person. Hasbro bringing her into classified means the figure story is tracking the comics, which is exactly what the best collector lines do. No price announced yet, but she slots into the standard wave. Must have for anyone following the IDW run. Worth reading about before you buy if you're new to the Joe world. And then there's Mattel's DC core figures, which are hitting pre-order right now and represent something genuinely different. Mattel got the DC license back after a few years away and came back with a new approach. 6.5-inch scale, full articulation, a price point that actually shows up at Target and Walmart, not just specialty shops. The first wave covers the classics, Batman, Superman, the characters every kid knows, which isn't the boldest lineup, but the point here is access. DC fans who've been priced out of the premium collector lines finally have a real option that doesn't ask $40 or $50 a figure. Strong buy if you want DC on your shelf without the premium price tag. Skip if you're already deep into the higher end lines. New releases every week, all of them broken and down before they hit shelves. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one.